Alright, guys, so let's talk about this. Why Kevin Smith bait and switch ruined He-Man. I might change the title around. It might be something else. Why He-Man. Just work with me with the title. I'm always working with the title. So, but let's talk about why Kevin Smith He-Man, nobody's talking about it. Nobody cares for it right now. Because of the bait and switch. When he bait and switch and turned into the Tila show, fans were turned off by it because, again, I think Kevin Smith overestimated the anticipation of the show for another He-Man because we haven't had another He-Man property, animated or live action, in years. So what are you going to expect? They expect a He-Man show, not a Tila show. And will we get a Tila show, which was very wokeified? I like to use the word. It was very just... Let's not use woke. Let's say very agenda-driven. There we go. Agenda-driven. And it failed on many parts. And also, it hurt He-Man as a brand because the CGI show that came out afterwards was a very good show, but it didn't have the same numbers or the same hype behind it that the other He-Man show did. Because people were very... God bless Powerhouse Studios because they are magic of what they do because the animation really won people over. So they were thinking, okay, the storytelling was all over the place. It was just not good. Killing off He-Man was a terrible idea. Don't kill off your main character, especially somebody we haven't seen in years and we're trying to explore this world of Eternia and you're doing, it was a mess. It was a mess. And when they did part 2, so let's say, I'll give you an example. Let's say you did part 1 and part 1 had over, we'll go by viewership. And these are just low viewership. We're just doing it'd be easier to keep up with. Let's say the viewership was at 2 million and everybody was hyped by it, but the critical reception and the bad word of mouth and everything like that and stuff did, that was bad. Part 2 comes out and you can look at the viewership by the YouTube trailers. Their numbers were lower. Let's say part 1 viewer count was 2 million. And then the second one came out was 4,000. Well, not 4,000, but let's say 900,000. And this one barely scratched 500,000. Yes, the trailer they released a couple weeks ago, usually you know how they Netflix drop a trailer out maybe a month prior to that. It didn't scratch 1 million. That's not a good sign. They're doing damage control now because they realize they fucked up. Because they're not getting another season. A lot of people say, oh, they're getting another season. No, they're not. You could tell by the way the show kind of ended. It ended that to be continued, but it didn't end like a to be continued where we're coming back. It ended like, if we come back, we have a starting point type of thing, and it's not good. And you could tell it, too, when you watch the 5 episodes, and they only got 5 episodes. So what does that tell you? Oh, that's all they ordered. Nope, that's all Netflix told them they could get because the part 2 numbers were not there. Part 1 numbers were there, but part 2 numbers were not there. And Kevin Smith going on these things, oh, we're good, we're great, don't worry about us, we'll be okay. No, motherfucker, you fucked. You fucked yourself over by lying to the fans, by disrespecting the fans, and Kevin Smith owed Clownfish a motherfucking apology. That's another thing, too. That's what really turned people off. It's how you attack people that called you out on your shit instead of you being a real man and say, you know what? Yeah, there's some truth to that, but not everything. You can still bullshit it, but don't disrespect these people like they don't know what the hell they're talking about. You did. That's where you were out of pocket. That's where a lot of people called you on your bullshit. And I love how people say the fake outrage. It's not a fake outrage. It's the truth. We're calling the truths to what you're saying. We're calling truths of what you're doing. Killing off He-Man was a terrible idea. How do you do that? Well, this is a sequel to the original. No, it's not. You, as a storyteller, as a writer, as a good writer, you would know. Never do that. Never kill off your main hero until you get to a good climax or a good standpoint where the audience have invested time with them. Then you kill them off. It was a political agenda. It was an agenda to push a woman to be the center point of a show that's not fucking hers. That's where we got She-Ra. And we all thought, okay, they got She-Ra, so there's no way they can fuck this one up. Oh, they fucked it up horribly. And I even said that She-Ra was better. Because you know why I said She-Ra was better? Because She-Ra was actually the main focal point of her own show. That's why. But they said Master of the Universe. Yes, they did. But we barely got the rest of the Masters. We got the new Man's of Arms, which was a black female. And I'm sitting there like, really? You gonna do this? And it did. And no knock to anybody, to a new character, but earn it. Write her well, develop her well, and we ain't got no fucking problems. But they want to take the shortcut and say, we're telling you she's great. No, fuck you. Do the work. Do the work, and we'll make that judgment, not you. And I hate to say it, Revolution, they did hear the feedback, but it's a little too late. Like in my review, it's a little too late. They did it so late that people now don't care. You did it to the point where now people that turn this thing off, they don't care no more. And the bait and switch really hurt this show. It really did. Kevin Smith killed the He-Man brand. Well, I wouldn't say killed it, but let's say he ruined it. He ruined the He-Man brand to the point that it might take a couple years for it to recess, to be reevaluated again, because Netflix is not looking at their movies no more. And the He-Man hype train has really died because Kevin Smith, Master of the Universe Revelation, has really hurt it. And then you got the Revolution that came out, which wasn't bad, but I mean, it suffered too because it had to follow that god-awful prequel they did, and it's the Rise of Skywalker effect. Yeah, let's fix the mistakes that was done in the previous film and still tout that the film was still good and we're happy. But no, say, yeah, we messed up here and this is that. You know what I like about the One Piece anime, live action? The creators, the showrunners of all the show, even the studio, they admit they fucked up with Cowboy Bebop. They said, well, yeah, we got the creator involved with One Piece. We messed up. We should have took more notes from the creator. And guess what? Look at One Piece, the live action. It was one of the best live action shows that came out last year because they listened. They listened to the feedback of Cowboy Bebop. And here we are. Listen to your fans. Listen to the right ones. Stop shitting on your fans. And stop calling your fans out when they know stuff. Play with it, but don't disrespect them. Don't ever disrespect somebody like that. And, like I said, I'm a fan of Clownfish TV, Neon, and them. And I really hated for them because they had to deal with a lot of shit. And you think Kevin Smith said, no, don't do that, don't attack. No, he pretty much sit guns blazing at him. That's why nobody saw your Clerks movie, because it's shitty. Garbage ass. Anyway, as always, have a John's today, and the outro will end it for you.